gantimpala'y karangalan, tunay na yaman gagalangin kailanman. Sa public works and highways matibay ang samahan, budhi ang sandigan laging maninindigan. Daan sa kaunlaran, tulay sa kinabukasan, serbisyo ang tungkulin ko, trabaho ko, dangal ko. DPWH, Pilipino at marangal, tapat at marunong pinagkakaturi ko. DPWH, Pilipino at marangal, taas noon nagdiring ko. DPWH, buong pusong nagdiring ko. DPWH, ipinagmamalaki kong paglingkuran ang Pilipino. DPWH, 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 DPWH. Ang maglingkod ng tapat, gantimpala'y karangalan, tunay na yaman gagalangin kailanman. Sa public works and highways matibay ang samahan, budhi ang sandigan laging maninindigan. Daan sa kaunlaran, tulay sa kinabukasan, serbisyo ang tungkulin ko, trabaho ko, dangal ko. DPWH, Pilipino at marangal, tapat at marunong pinagkakaturi ko. DPWH, Pilipino at marangal, taas noon nagdiring ko. DPWH, buong pusong nagdiring ko. DPWH, ipinagmamalaki kong paglingkuran ang Pilipino. DPWH, 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 DPWH. Ang maglingkod ng tapat, gantimpala'y karangalan, tunay na yaman gagalangin kailanman. Sa public works and highways matibay ang samahan, budhi ang sandigan laging maninindigan. Daan sa kaunlaran, tulay sa kinabukasan, serbisyo ang tungkulin ko, trabaho ko, dangal ko. DPWH, Pilipino at marangal, tapat at marunong pinagkakaturi ko.
Sawang, ano, the situation. Let us bow our head and pray. Father in heaven, thank you for this day that we are gathered here in the conference hall for our private conference for our civil works project. Give us wisdom and understanding as we review the detailed plans and estimates and costs of these projects. Bless also those who are watching live stream, our prospective bidders, and everyone who are present in this hall. Protect us, Lord, as we go along with this activity. All these things we ask through Christ our Lord. Amen. Thank you. Very and also head of the Mexican Parliament to do the one to
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning to everyone. Let's start with our roll calls. Please acknowledge when your name is called. From the back members, we have our back chairperson, Engineer Julian Castro Jr.,
present.
our back vice chairperson, Ma'am Emeline Orteza, and the members, Engineer Jackie Lutorida, Engineer Christian Ragirag, and Architect Emilio Abella. From the back technical working group headed by Engineer Marjan Chris Gulya, and the members, Engineer Marchester Advincula, Engineer Rachel Ann Padirayon, Ma'am Amelia Ragsak, Engineer Wilmalin Pulili, Engineer Roxanne Guillermo, Engineer Wilmer Tindok, Engineer Gilmar Vega, Engineer Kevin Bunao, and Engineer Wilkins Garcia. From the back secretariat, headed by yours truly, Christine Hazel Lunciano, and the members, Ms. Carla Mayes Pergal, Mr. Michael Ray Biado, Ms. Aisa Love Orenya, Ms. Christine Sadam, Ms. Shalimar Acuesta, and Mr. Gilbert Concordia. Mr. Chair, with the presence of all the back members, we have a quorum for this private conference.
Thank you. So, so, so six. So it's all shops that uh, schools responsibility. So the purpose of this conference is to discuss the impact of financial guidance. So start by 6.7 discussed by engineer Pedro. So, kasi, thank you, Mr. Chair, and pleasant morning to each and everyone. For this contract, 24BC0170, repair rehabilitation of school buildings in Cagayan 2nd,
repair of school building at Campo Elementary School, Santo Niño, Cagayan. The approved budget for the contract, 985,074 pesos and 62 centavos. For the major categories of for the contract to be procured, repair of buildings, this is one story with a contract duration of 60 calendar days. For the scope of works, earthworks include removal of structures and obstruction. For the civil works, finishing, carpentry works, finishing hardware, there are also windows, glass, doors, wood panel, ceiling, reflective insulation, painting works for the masonry and wood, fascia board, fabricated metal roofing accessory for the ridge roll and flashing, repainted metal sheets, and for the electrical works, conduit boxes and fittings, wires, panel board, and lighting fixtures. For the mechanical work, oscillating ceiling fan. Yun lang. For the equipment, by notice only, Mr. Chair. And laboratory equipment. That's all, Mr. Chair. Okay, so the boss of the that project.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For contract ID number 24BC0171, repair rehabilitation of school buildings in Cagayan 2nd, repair of school building at Dana-Ili Elementary School, Abulug, Cagayan. With the approved budget for the contract, 1,826,820 pesos. Major categories of work for the contract to be procured: buildings, repair. This is a one-story building with a similar major categories of work: buildings, retrofitting, high-rise, with a contract duration of 66 calendar days. The scope of works for this contract includes earthworks, finishing and other civil works, electrical, mechanical. And for the minimum major equipment requirements are the following: minor tools and laboratory equipment. That's all, Mr. Chair.
So this must be covered the submission and or 76. Uh, shall have and other shall be 76. Then submission. So that's it. Slide. And then with the series so what to decide contact. Morning. Hello. Good morning, Mr. Chair. For the next project, with the contract ID of 24BC0173, with the contract name of repair rehabilitation of school buildings in Cagayan 2nd, repair of school building at Lucban Elementary School, Abulug, Cagayan. The approved budget for the contract is 2,537,250 pesos. The major categories of work for this contract, Mr. Chair, is the buildings repair. The scope of works for this contract is earthwork, the reinforced concrete, the finishing and other civil works would includes the finishing hardware, the frames, the doors, the aluminum glass, the jalousie, the steel window, and the wood preservative, and for the electrical, and the conduits, wires, and panel boards. For the electrical, Mr. Chair, we have the ceiling fan. The total contract duration for this project, Mr. Chair, is 67 calendar days. The minimum equipment requirement for this contract is plate compactor, one cargo mixer, one cutter, one marrow bender, and laboratory equipment. That's all, Mr. Chair. Okay. Okay, so, 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 discussion was as specified in plan calculation impressions. Let's say it's 6 to 7, 6, second, second, session, 10,000 pesos only. So this is secretary, a selection of DPWH Cagayan second, recording 6 accepted. And so let's proceed with the next problem. Ang datang kakalimutan, sinisiko ang second. Shorts competence. Shorts competence. To design the practical contract without valid. Mr. Chair. Hi. for the contract ID 24BC0174. Repair rehabilitation of school buildings in Cagayan Second. Repair of school building at school. The approved budget for the contract 845,771 and 14 centavos. For the scope of the project, Mr. Chair, under earthworks, removal of structures and obstruction. For finishing and other civil works, ceiling, reflective insulation, fabricated metal roofing accessory, for the ridge for bridge 26, fascia board, repainted metal sheets. For the electrical works, conduit, boxes and fittings, wires and wiring devices, and lighting fixtures, Mr. Chair. Registration. For the project duration, Mr. Chair, is 60 calendar days. For the minimum equipment requirement, minor tools and laboratory equipment and Mr. Chair. That's all. So, it's advance to clarification. So, should so it's to be covered. The description of the course is contained in section chapter 1. Video shall be conducted so this is specified in the sorry. One submission at DPWH Cagayan sa Campo 219. Cagayan submission as indicated on the presentation of 2026. One shall not be accepted. Shall be presented in 2026. I've done of submission. So let's flip to the next problem. And the contract
Good morning, everyone. For the overview of contract ID 24BC0175, contract name, repair rehabilitation of school buildings in Cagayan second, dash repair of school building at Cabatacan National High School, Lasam, Cagayan. The approved budget for this contract, 2,462,625 pesos. No, 6 more. I'm sorry. 2,465,625. 2,465,625 with contract duration of 90 calendar days. The minimum major equipment required for the contract, only minor tools and laboratory equipment. A major category of work, repair of building with target measure of 1 story. That's all, Mr. Chair. Thank you. Scope, earthworks, reinforced concrete works, finish, and other civil works, electrical and mechanical. Thank you.
Okay, we have sanitation. And clarification. So, Mr. Solution. And for our calculation,
Yung ABC daw sa question. Initiation to build.
sa
Construction and release of supplemental maintenance.
so okay. Any comment? 2.6565.
Siya ng 2475. Hindi ba 6516? 625? Oo, 625.
65. Versus cloud. Six cloud. Versus two. Okay. So, technically, so, ano natin? Cloud station, Bangladesh. So, 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 cut section, section, uh, so, that's one for construct. So, 175. So, we'll now proceed with contract item number 20260176. The repair. Hold on 1 second, repair of school. Sawang school of so to one to support the
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For contract ID 24BC0176, repair rehabilitation of school buildings in Cagayan 2nd, repair of school building at Sawang Elementary School, Abulug, Cagayan, with a total approved budget for the contract at 527,350 pesos. The major categories of work for the contracts to be procured: repair of building 1 story. It has a total project duration of 76 calendar days, and the scope of works includes the earthworks, finishing works, which includes ceiling works and roofing works and painting works, electrical works, conduits, wirings, panel board and lighting fixtures, and mechanical works, oscillating fan. The minimum major equipment requirements are the following: minor tools and laboratory equipment. That's all, Mr. Chair.
So, so, maybe again, the should Consists of so six upon second floor operating retirement. First day, since the president for the next second part, submission, submission, all seats are done. And upon the six at the function. So that's all for Panchaka. Going before this is and that was explained. The representation of skill because Jonathan so the contact. Thank you, Mr. Joe. Good morning to everyone. For contract ID number 0177, repair, rehabilitation of school buildings. In Cagayan Second, repair of school building at Matukay Elementary School, Alakatan, Cagayan. The approved budget for the contract is 1,233,800 pesos only. For the major categories of work for the contract to be procured, building repair. This is a one-story building with a contract duration of 65 calendar days. The scope of work to be done for this project, we have earthworks, finishing and other civil works, electrical works, and mechanical works. And the minimum major equipment requirements are the following: minor tools and laboratory equipment only. That's all, Mr. Chair. Thank you, so we are ready for the presentation of the so so again this should so systems value right I believe session very simple. To present the level of the this contract 24 BC to pick up school books to pick up school books at Magisteros Central School, Magisteros Cagayan. The approved budget for the contract is 847,250 pesos. And for the major categories of work for the contract to be procured, it's a one-story buildings detail. And this project with a contract duration of 44 calendar days. And for the scope of works, we have road works, the finishing and other civil works, the electrical works, lighting fixtures only. And for our new equipment requirement, that's all, Mr. Chair. Okay, General Garcia. So, presentation of organization for comfortable working services, the education plan. So, the again, the this one the candidate is to inform they should get the should receive the votes. But that is like the so discussion it's about what so it's not that then you can resolve the meeting minutes and what is about person meeting 6 to March 17, 2026 at DPWH Cagayan second floor payment so one section sign process. One, bids must be duly received by the designated committee, secretariat, submission, paid online electronic submission, facility of the funds. All parties must 2026, 10 a.m. One shall accepted by the development shall be 1726, 1 a.m. Selection rates Wednesday, which trains So, contract I will see 170. So, contract 617. The contract is the restoration of balance plus vocational high school, vocational school, Claveria, Cagayan. So, it's to contract project.
For this contract ID 24BC 0179, repair, restoration, replacement of damaged classrooms at Claveria RVS, Claveria, Cagayan. The approved budget for the contract is 2,089,500 pesos only. And for the major categories of work for the contract to be procured, building repair, one-story building, with a total contract duration of 85 calendar days.
85.
And the scope of works for this contract includes earthworks, finishing and other civil works, electrical works, and for the minimum major equipment requirements are the following: minor tools and laboratory equipment. That's all, Mr. Chair.
For contract to susurin sa sure ko for this implementation. So, informed conditions with respecting observation of symptoms, I contracts related to and section with basketball company. Specifically, overall. I can refer the middle from out 6 at that second way. First, and this must be done for this current secretariat submission section 1756 anyway accepted and shall be advised at the so that's why for contract so we have to set with the contract agreement susuruan contract so may request to please present the tawag na lahat ng project. Last. So, Mr. Chair, this conduct 24BC0180, repair rehabilitation of school buildings in Cagayan, Sawang, repair of school building at Dugo Elementary School, Abulug, Cagayan. The approved budget for the contract, 995,000 pesos only. For the major categories of work for the contract to be repair of buildings for 1 story with a contract duration of 51 calendar days. For the scope of work, earthworks for the removal of obstruction. Finishing civil works includes wood preservative, storm drainage, ceiling, glaze tiles, fascia board, steel window doors, wood panel, fabricated metal roofing accessory for the bridge roll, flashing and gutters, pre-printed metal sheets, corrugated long span, painting works for the masonry, wood and steel, reflective insulation, metal structure accessories for the steel plates, and structure steel for the purlins. For the electrical works, conduit boxes and fittings, wires, panel boards, and lighting fixtures. And for the mechanical works, oscillating ceiling fan. For the minimum equipment requirement, welding machine and laboratory equipment, Mr. Chair. That's all, Mr. Chair.
So, some Yo contract number 2 for BC 0 information from the bank. So now, one, the Taliban is to inform should the citizens their contract so allowed to the civil is supposed to ask for and mas magagawa sa mga binasa berkata sama siya siya sila ang di ba nakikita daw paano well was study and I six after some needs so difficult things to answer. So that's the goal concept of the sort of physics. First so engineering to from the contract
Begini.
Finance contract 24 BC to be for renovation of school buildings, again, renovation of school buildings, elementary school, located in the Lucban, Cagayan. So, for the contract of 85 pesos, 500 pesos. the copies of this contract with and the contract duration of 106 calendar days. This is a repair for school buildings, two buildings, and the scope of works is with structures and obstruction, structure excavation, and rubber field. For the reinforced concrete works, structural concrete, reinforcing steel, and form works. And for the finishing and other civil works, wood preservatives, sewer line works, plumbing fixtures, cold water lines, ceiling frames, roof frame, fascia board, finishing hardware, the windows, aluminum glass, jalousie, frames, and doors. We have also the roof frame, roofing accessories, and pre-painted metal sheet long span. We have also tile works, glaze tiles, unglazed tiles, cement plaster finish, painting works for wood, painting works for steel, reflective insulation, and CHB non-load-bearing. For the electrical works, conduit boxes and fittings, wires and wiring devices, panel boards, and lighting fixtures. And for the mechanical works, the oscillating fan installation. And for the minimum major equipment requirements, plate compactor, one bagger mixer, die bender, bar cutter, and welding machine. And also the laboratory equipments. That's all, Mr. Chair. Thank you. Very much. So, I request and foundation was for contract since since so what should so start and complete seven six about second so reads must back secretary submission submission so six and one six submission so that's all and so the staff like secretary the big pattern
May I just read to you the documents comprising the bid envelope to be submitted by the prospective bidders. The first bid envelope shall contain the following technical documents, including eligibility documents. First is the PhilJobs Certificate of Registration, Platinum Membership, in accordance with Section 20 of the IRR, PCAB License and Registration, statement of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature, and complexity to the contract to be bid. A statement of the bidder's SLCC in accordance with Instruction to Bidders Clause 5.5. The SLCC shall be supported by an owner's certificate of final acceptance issued by the project owner other than the contractor, or a final rating of at least satisfactory in the CPES, or a similar performance and monitoring system. In case of contracts with the private sector, an equivalent document shall be submitted. Next is the NFCC computation in accordance with Instruction to Bidder Clause 5.6. Joint venture agreement if applicable. Bid security in the prescribed form and amount in accordance with ITB Clause 16 and validity period under ITB Clause 15. Project requirements, which shall include organizational chart of the personnel to be deployed for the procurement project to be bid, list of contractors' personnel to be assigned to the procurement project to be bid with their complete qualifications and experience data. These personnel must meet the required minimum years of experience set in the bidding documents. As per DPWH Department Order Number 130, Series of 2016, Guidelines for the implementation of the provisions of Republic Act Number 6685 and RA Number 9710 or the Magna Carta for Women. The organizational chart for the project under bid shall indicate the total number of skilled and unskilled labor requirements in which the mandatory minimum is 30 to 50% local labor recruitment shall be met. Next is the list of contractors' major equipment units which are owned, leased, or under purchase agreements, supported by the proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor or vendor for the duration of the project, as the case may be, which must meet the minimum requirements for the contract set in the bidding documents. As per DPWH Department Order Number 9, Series of 2012, technical requirements for civil works projects for public bidding. The bidder should specify in the submitted bid the location of the equipment where they can be inspected. If any piece of equipment is not in the specified location, then the bidder shall be disqualified. In case of corporations, partnerships, private sector, organizations, foundations, and associations, the prospective bidder is required to submit the latest general information sheet reflecting beneficial ownership information, duly filed with and stamped received by the Securities and Exchange Commission. The second bid envelope shall contain the financial bid form, which includes the bid prices and the bill of quantities. That's all, Mr. Chair.
So it's completed by the presence of participation in this. So the subtotal will show on the side of presentation conferences. So uh so so yes,
Gusto ko lang i-clarify, doon sa isang requirement natin na nakalagay doon sa instruction to bidder, doon sa Magna Carta for Women, parang hindi ata natin na i-scrutinize masyado yung ano, yung paglalagay nila ng ano yun? Personnel, yung segregation ng skilled labor and labor. Dapat nakalagay yun sa ano yun?
Sila.
Anong document yun? Ano nga ulit?
Sa technical.
Key personnel?
List of contractors first yan. Mas personal nila. Dapat naka-specify.
Kasi nilalagay natin dyan sa instruction to be.
Ilan ba yung dapat na kung doon? Sa organizational chart nila.
Shall indicate the total number of skilled and unskilled labor requirements in which hindi, dapat naka-specify lang doon yung number of skilled and unskilled. Yun lang naman yung i-require natin. Pero doon sa implementation, dapat employ sila na at least 30% ng local labor. Yan. Pero doon sa requirement natin ng technical, dapat i-specify nila yung number of skilled and unskilled requirements.
Taking out sa organization ng card for the
So, to be
So, to be clear, Mr. Chair, not compliance with this instruction shall be ground for disqualification.
Yeah. But So during the presentation,
So, kailangan din talaga dun sa please take note sa back sa invariant sa gumagawa ng minutes. Please specify dun sa agenda natin yung about dito sa sa list of contractors, key personnel, especially dito sa Magna Carta for Women. Kahit isang agenda na lang siya kasi hinahanap sa planning and design yun. Lahat ng 2026 na projects kailangan ito eh. Kailangan daw may nakalagay. So, na nire-review natin yung nila.
Marami yan sa Korea lang.
Meron sa secret.
Yung mga pwedeng sa 15 na sheets format. Specify sleep tasks.
specified
Ilagay lang nila pinaka-skill and skill and perform.
Kasi natin is yung labor to pay. Tapos,
Pwede naman ko
yung parang malagay na lang. Kasi na lang na.
Mag-ano na lang sila.
Mag-issue na lang tayo ng supplemental bulletin for that particular format doon sa bid data sheet, no? Para i-comply na lang nila.
So, take note po, Secretary. Para so, ano yung production of inputs inputs and payment. So, one, okay. Once again, I have the expression in our visual permanent is. So, living is not
DPWH, 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 DPWH.